The year is now 2038. And it's been 3 full whole years since our last Mars adventure. Can you believe it? That's a full 1,095 days in our past. That's what most people would actually call our history. Bro, reading history together? That's pretty damn cool. But more importantly, I hope you're up to date on things. Seriously, if you're not, it's not a big deal, and there is no need to freak out.
Get me the off this goddamn plane! You want to be me? You will see me.
I would just suggest that you do yourself a favor and you go check out my last video update. I've left a link in the description below, just so you can get caught up and then come back here. Now, if you'd rather skip it and jump right on over to option B, no problem.
Who would you rather spend the night with? A, your wife, or B?
B.
Just understand that you're gonna have to accept the following 4 points as facts.
I understand nothing.
Okay, here are the facts that you need to know. Number 1, Elon Musk is dead. Fortunately, unfortunately, wherever you stand on things, this guy's dead as fuck. Number 2, Jeff Bezos from Amazon has successfully put civilians on Mars. He's actually been doing it for years now. Number 3, Mars proudly has the largest Amazon fulfillment center in the galaxy. Number 4, if you want, you can visit Mars for 4 months, provided you're willing to work for 2 of those months in an Amazon fulfillment center. Okay, so I think that's about it. Like, with that knowledge, you're good to make sense of most things that you're going to come across in this story. Now, I'm sure you must be wondering, what have I been up to since our last adventure? So let me fill you in. About a year after my last video, I decided, well, it was time to get out of Dodge.
Dodge City was a Kansas cow town,
Which in that case meant Earth. And I guess more specifically, my mom's basement. So late one afternoon, I got out of bed, put on my finest sweatpants, hoodie, and running shoes, walked out the front door, and I headed straight down to the Amazon recruitment center. When I reached the front of the line, just ever so casually showed the elderly and massively obese recruitment officer my blue card, believing it might just afford me a little bit of special treatment. Let me tell you, the flex was not received as I'd intended. And for whatever reason, she looked at me, smiled, and asked if I wanted to earn a green card. After subtly puking a little bit in my mouth, I politely declined and signed my name on a 73-page agreement and was out the door. Now, I do have to confess, I was super excited. I had just signed up for 4 months in Mars. I'd also inadvertently signed up to not hold Amazon liable if I died during the trip. But hey, there hadn't been a shuttle explosion in months, so my confidence was pretty high. Plus, frankly speaking, I really missed Suzanne, my Amazon companion robot. I really thought we had a great bond together. After all, she was the whole reason I'd earned my blue card in the first place. This is our story, and I want your input. Please do me a favor and drop your suggestions in the comments down below. Whatever it is, ideas for new tech, story directions, whatever. I will super appreciate it, and I give you my word, I will do my utmost to try and include as many suggestions in the next video as possible. And if I use yours, I promise to give you at least a shout out in the credits. Okay guys, thanks very much. Let's get back to the story. The weather on Mars had been quite iffy, so travel was pretty low, and believe it or not, I was lucky enough to get booked for the very next morning. I basically ran home that day, thankful I was in my sporty gear, which, in my mind, looked the absolute tits. Yeah, humility has never been my strong point. Anyways, when I got home, I told my mom about the trip. I might be wrong here, but I kind of got the feeling like she was somehow relieved that I was leaving. That night, I barely slept. I was bursting with excitement, and I just couldn't wait. I was up at the crack of dawn the next morning.
That's right. Say no to crack so you can live.
Be a winner.
Literally awake before the sun was out, and it was still pitch black everywhere. Which did kind of get me wondering, like, is this what blind people see? Anyways, I packed Bobo safely in my bag, took a final hard look around my makeshift bedroom. I then flipped off the lights and I headed straight for the stairs. I was a little bit disappointed and sad that my mom was still asleep when I was leaving the house that morning. If I had to guess, she was probably just up late the night before doing her puzzles. I mean, she does love those puzzles. There goes my Apple 44 watch letting me know it's go time. By the way, it's a real shame what happened to Apple, in my opinion. Going from global tech giant all the way down to global tech joke, and all because they decided to get rid of the headphone jack. Anyway, 20 minutes after the alarm, and there I was. First in line at the Amazon shuttle launch site. The city was still asleep and there was almost zero traffic on the roads. But you know what? The darkness, it was kind of relaxing. There, over the fence, I could see our shuttle standing there. Tall, majestic. I almost couldn't believe that it would soon be carrying me and 7 other civilians to Mars. I was so stoked to be first in line, like getting a window seat. Check-in was basically like an airplane check-in times 100, but amped up on cocaine, but with shorter lines. If you think crossing the border during normal travel is difficult, oh my God, try crossing a galaxy border. Check-in to being strapped into my seat, I'm gonna say about 2 hours. Then it was probably in and around 2 hours before liftoff. Which brings us to current time. 10, 9, 8. Okay, so I'm going to be completely honest with you. I really don't remember much of the flight. And the reason is simple. I'm apparently not the best person to fly with. And there's a lot of people out there that will say I'm rather unsettling. I will literally sit in my seat and immediately apologize to everyone around me. I just want to be fair, and I want them to know that I will not be the calming presence on their multi-hour flight. Like, I'm that guy that's digging his fingernails into the armrest during takeoff. Eyes squeezed shut, head tilted slightly back, and just whispering the Lord's Prayer on repeat. Probably not the most comforting, right? Look, I hate it too. And trust me, it's not a fun experience for me either, okay? Like every little bit of turbulence, I'm convinced that the plane's wings are literally ripping off the plane. All this to say, strapping myself to a flying bomb that's shooting into space towards Mars has me a little bit spooked. So I did the only responsible thing that I could think of. I swallowed a good handful of different colored pills and I chased it down with half a bottle of Jack. The last thing I remember was checking out my awesome window view, making sure that Bobo was secured, closing my eyes, and that was it. Next thing I knew, a lovely flight attendant was waking me, and bam, there I was on Mars. I guess sadly, my Amazon shuttle got absolutely trashed during re-entry. But fret not, Bobo is absolutely fine. And I'm fine too. I mean, Thanks for asking. Anyways, here we are, present day, and I've been stuck on Mars for 3 whole years now. I'm neither happy nor am I particularly impressed. I mean, Mars has been fine and all, and I have made the most of it, but between us, I just want to go home. I miss my own bed. I miss my own kitchen. And like, frankly, I miss jerking off in my own bathtub. I know I asked you earlier, but I'm going to ask you again. Please hit that like button, drop me a comment, help this channel out. I love creating content for you guys and I want to do more of it. So that said, I'm going to end it here. The choice is yours how this kind of progresses. I can either add another chapter or I can just wrap it up and move on to something else. You guys let me know down in the comments, and I'm going to let this percolate for a little bit. I'm going to write the next script, and yeah, thanks for tuning in. Now you can leave me alone. See ya.